Why I left the United States. I guess I could talk about this all day. There seems to be a lot of reasons why. And I think Americans are finding more and more reasons to leave the United States every day. I think third wave feminism is actually ruining society. Family structure is deteriorated. Lots of problems with that. Another thing is reverse discrimination. You have, all these affirmative action quotas. If you're going to help people, just help poor people. It doesn't matter if they're black, white, green, yellow, purple. All right? But we shouldn't be helping rich people of certain groups just because they belong to certain groups. I do believe in a meritocracy. We should treat everybody equally. And I do think a lot of poor white people get screwed in this system. And that's coming from a Hispanic. It just appears to me that any man who gets married in the United States has to be a complete idiot. Because all these laws mean that he's going to get screwed if there's a divorce. And since the woman has so much power by getting a divorce, the man is always in a weak position. Leads to a very unhealthy relationship. Another problem that I saw in the United States was cancel culture. You had to worry about what you said at work all the time, because just the wrong group or the right group making a complaint about you for making a joke, talking to somebody else that they might have overheard something. It's ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. So I'm glad I left the United States. It's just in a vicious cycle going down the tubes. It's crazy. I feel so much less stress, and I feel that my life will have been extended for so many years by not having to put up with this cancel culture, the Me Too movement. What madness. I remember when I was in nursing school, some woman had made a complaint about something that I had said. This woman had some crazy, I was the only guy in the class actually in my group. The nursing class, the nursing school had divided the class into groups of 20, so there was, I was in my own group of 20 where I was the only man in the group. And, this girl had always had her eye on me, every time she'd see me, she'd want to talk to me. She had a fetish for me. And before I got into a nursing school, you have to take some preparatory classes at the main campus, which I had took, and she was in one of my classes, and she would chase me around campus. If she, I'd be like a block away, and if she saw me, she'd be like, Jim, let me talk to you. Oh, wait. And she'd always track me down, want to talk to me. I'd be talking to somebody, and all of a sudden she'd get right in between me and the other person and interrupt the conversation and want to talk to me. It got to the point where if I saw her before she saw me, I'd turn down another sidewalk just so she wouldn't see me and I wouldn't I'd get away from her. So anyway, she said that I made some lewd comment in class one day, and the school was going to kick me out, or they were threatening to kick me out. I was really pissed off, and so I started contacting congressmen, senators, and the school board. I just made I caused the school so much hassle on this. Talked to attorneys. I started getting the school in all kinds of trouble. This is crazy because that girl was chasing me. Believe me, this girl was like the creature from the Black Lagoon, okay, a gargoyle. So I was avoiding her at all costs. But anyway, I got so many people involved in this. I remember the governor of the state's office got involved, and they made a call to the school. And so finally the school got together and they said, okay, we don't want you two talking to each other ever again. And I was like, oh, that's fine with me. I never wanted to talk to her anyway. And sure enough, I don't know, maybe a month went by and that girl saw me one day and came up to me and started trying to talk to me. And I didn't say a word. I just went right into the director's office and I said, hey, this girl started talking to me. And I got to hand it to the university, to the college. They kicked her out that day from school. So this was one time that the Me Too movement, cancel culture, didn't succeed. Okay, so that was another reason I had to leave the United States. Money printing. Yet another reason, government insolvency. Of course, you know, this money printing helped fund perpetual war, which is how I started this off, the first conversation. I guess being the world reserve currency, it's like giving somebody enough rope to hang themselves. They could print money because other countries need their money to pay for their trade deficits and major commodities like oil. I know that George Bush one time said deficits don't matter, but actually they will eventually. Okay? It's true, deficits don't matter if the debts are in your own currency and you can print as much currency as you want. But the world is on to your scam. And the days of the dollar being the world reserve currency are numbered. And when the dollar stops being the world reserve currency, we're going to be in, or you're going to be, because I'm not a citizen anymore of the United States, you're going to be in big trouble. Of course, I am vested in the Social Security system, so I will be getting Social Security, but I got a feeling that Social Security is not going to be worth much. Another problem that's going to happen because of all these debts and the dollar losing value because of so much printing is they're going to have to increase the tax base. They're going to have to increase taxes like crazy. They're going to be giving less benefits, and they're going to be taking a lot of money in taxes. So, you know, you can't believe what the United States government says about China. You can't believe anything that the United States government says. You know, when I used to think that the United States was the greatest thing since sliced bread. And then in my 40s and 30s, late 30s through my 40s, I started investigating history And I would come to learn that everything they taught me in school was a lie. And it really made me bitter. So that's another thing, another reason why I left the United States. All the propaganda, all the brainwashing they fed me when I was younger. Of course, I come to realize that all governments brainwash their citizens to some extent. Probably not as much as the U.S. has brainwashed a lot of their citizens, or used to, because now you have a lot of people that are very anti-government in the United States. Another reason, like I mentioned before, the United States is not a meritocracy anymore. Quotas, affirmative action, I belong to this group, that group, I get special privileges. Okay? Actually, I am in one of those special privilege groups, and I'm completely against it. No, I don't believe in any kind of discrimination. Regular discrimination or reverse discrimination. It's completely wrong. Okay, well, I don't care anymore. I'm gone. So, the U.S. can continue not being a meritocracy. I don't care. And it's only going to come back to haunt. Well, I think the good days of the United States are over. I wouldn't be surprised if it breaks apart like the Soviet Union does. The good times are over. The United States robbing from the rest of the world when this dollar reserve currency status ends. So that scam is going to be over. Another one is Americans, it doesn't matter if they live in another country, if they don't ever go back to the United States, if they've been out of the United States for 20, 30 years, they still have to file U.S. income tax. Who does that to their citizens? The United States. So you actually have bad luck if you're a United States citizen and you go live someplace else. None of the other countries around the world have to do that. Well, Eritrea, but Eritrea is not really enforcing that. So basically the United States is the only country that does that. Insanity. Anyway, I think I've given you enough reasons of why I left the United States. Having left the United States and renouncing my citizenship, I feel I have the experience to help other Americans do the same. Renouncing my citizenship would turn out to be one of the best economic decisions I would ever make. Not to mention the benefits to my physical and psychological well-being. Today, I consider myself a free man. If you need help leaving the United States, renouncing your citizenship, acquiring a new citizenship, or just someone to talk to help you on this difficult journey, then contact me by email and we can set up consultations. You can also donate to my PayPal account. The information is in the low bar.